Welcome, this is Beyond the Bar. We're here at Move Media Studios, the one and only Sebastian Mikael. What's going on, superstar?
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We're here, we're covering your song,
Yeah.
Acid Part 2.
Yes.
New album, I See You, You See Me.
Yeah, actually EP.
It's produced by Frankie LaRue.
Yes.
All me a sinner, baby.
Get your ass up and move. As we proceed, get
What you drinking today, man?
Red wine.
Red wine's good for you?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I get that for you. What are 3 things that you can say, or 3 words that define you as an artist?
Honest.
Here you go.
Thank you. I need to take a sip and think about this. I'd say honesty. I look at myself as a vessel,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it keeps me grounded. You know, looking at it like that, like it's bigger than me.
Right.
Ain't she something? Sundress on with her hair in a braid. Something special. Our connection's more physical.
I personally really like this song. Like, I had it on repeat for like a few days.
Yeah.
It's a great song. It really
Thank
gives like that groove feel. Like,
Right.
it took me back.
Yeah.
I know you stepped away for a while because you wanted to find your voice and find the type of feel that you wanted. Like, do you feel like
Mhm.
this really highlighted that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I think that this project, Acid Part 2, is a great example.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the song where I got to really experiment and express like my musicality and what
Mhm.
I'm into, without having to think about what labels or if it fits in the box or the demographic that they place me in.
Right.
I just really got to experiment and just have fun with it.
Yeah, I know control for you on your own sound was like
Yeah.
really important.
That's really what I fought for.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like the 2 years was really for me I knew that having your own sound is not just, I got my own sound. It's for you to be able to control your creativity.
Right.
Because otherwise people are gonna, oh, that's cool, but you know what I mean? Like
Do it this way.
it,
It's
whatever.
trending right now. Do it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I understand. So, take me through it, man. Where were you? Like, I need to know where your mind was when you wanted to put pen to paper with this song.
Okay. Man, I think I wrote this song anywhere but the studio. I feel
Mhm.
like, I just wrote first of all, it's called Acid.
Right.
It's called Acid Part 2. I had a song called Acid
Yeah.
before I even tried Acid.
Right.
So let's call it Acid. You know what I mean? I didn't even know what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like 2014
Mm-hmm.
and 2016, more so 17, when I made Acid Part 2. I had tried Acid.
Mm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And first time is always like that experience. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I didn't think about it. Like I started, making the song. I had the beat from Frankie. I started making the song, and whatever I was saying just reminded me of my first acid trip.
Ah.
So I just like, I should call this Acid Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I made one back in the day, and I should just,
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
where'd you first hear the beat from Frankie?
Well, he sent it to me.
Okay.
He sent me like a loop. It had it didn't have a lot on it. It was like
Mhm.
a piano, and it just had like the hits,
Okay.
like the dun dun dun
Dun,
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 and then it was just dun, dun,
dun.
no drums, nothing. It was just like a loop, you know.
Yeah.
And I made the whole song, and then we built around it.
Mm-hmm.
After I made the whole song,
Okay.
I came with the vocals to him, and then we started adding trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Guitar, all that other stuff that's in there, and then built the drums and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad you mentioned the vocals, because there was definitely a question I wanted to ask you about this. There's a point in the song where like you hear a bunch of like different voices. Me, as a casual fan, I wouldn't really know too much about it. Can you tell me more about all those voices that you hear in it?
Me and my boy. That's
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like you had a whole like background singers.
First of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to Najee. His name is Najee.
Mm-hmm.
He's an artist. He's featured on my project.
Okay.
He's on a lot of songs. He's like my little brother. You know, we get in the studio and we just write together. We create. We stack. The whole stack of vocals really come from like disco and like not really disco before disco, but it became like a big disco thing in the 70s.
Okay.
But it's like gang vocals, whatever you want to call it. It's just stacking a lot of different voices in unison, and it gives that like powerful party type, you know.
Yeah.
So you know that's what I did. So I really got it from like 70s music, and you know, it was just me and him, and I can do different tones and different. I have a big register, so I can do like really low ones and really high ones. So we was just playing around.
Like a professional, you are.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad you mentioned the 70s also.
Yeah.
So, do you have a good amount of inspiration from like 70s music? Okay.
Majority.
All right.
My inspiration.
Yeah. So you have inspiration from 70s music.
Yeah.
Added on to an acid trip, and then you just sit there and just like it just takes you back into that feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I don't know if you're familiar with Funkadelic in Parliament.
Actually,
like George
partially,
Clinton.
yeah. Not big, but I really do enjoy it. Like it just.
Yeah. Exactly. It's different. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's like George Clinton to me is one of the greatest of our time. Like of all time, in my opinion, he's like the greatest. And I was just studying him and like how he made music, and that's really for people who are familiar with Funkadelic and Parliament, they'll hear it. Like they'll definitely tell that I was influenced by them. And I you know, I obviously don't want to sound like I'm in the 70s or just do something that's super traditional. I just take different elements from different styles, and in my music I look at the 70s piece being the main ingredient. That's the soul, you know what I mean? That's the honesty. That's everything that the 70s was about. And then the beat is today. That's we gotta make sure it knocks, you know what I mean? For people to really feel the groove and all that shit. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Definitely did feel the groove in it, like you.
Pun intended.
Yeah. you took us through that trip yourself, like pun intended.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanna speak about a verse, right? Say a verse to you, and I want you to explain as much about the verse as you can.
Okay.
All right.
You feel the groove, feel the bass, feel the wave coming on. Ain't no rules, do your thing, get on this wave and stay on. This ain't no voodoo, it's a whole new way to get up in you, girl. Yeah, I can be a moonlighter, I can be a drug.
Okay. You want me to break those down?
Yes, please do.
All right. So when I say, do you feel the groove? And I say, do you feel the bass? And I say, do you feel the weight coming off? Like a burden. You know what I'm saying? Like weight coming off. Ain't no rules. Do your thing. Get on this wave and stay on. This ain't no voodoo. It's a whole new way to get up in you. I can be your moon and then light up. I can be your drug. But I just set it up in a way where it's like it just makes it more interesting. Where it's not like period and then you start. It's like everything kind of just ties in together.
Whew. Got a good trip. You got good inspiration from the 70s. Definitely got a good producer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Right. You got good people around you to lay your vocals down, right?
Yeah.
So you got it all together, right? When you got the final product, how did it make you feel?
Proud, it's just it makes me feel. I mean, I'm really proud of my team. Frankie LaRue, who we all built this, from scratch, and we all came up with this sound together, me and him. And we actually went to school together too, which is a different story. But I just knew that he understood where I was trying to take it, and he also had his own vision of what he was trying to do. And that's how that infusion just came about, because he just brought what was necessary to the table, and I brought what I had to the table. And, it was just a beautiful marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Think you could do any less to it, or it's just?
Nah, I mean, it's gonna go like this. Like,
Yeah.
This is only the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We even now, like, we have so many songs that, I mean, if I listen to what I have out right now, and I listen to, what I haven't put out yet, that I'm making right now, it's like night and day to me. Not to say I don't think the last shit I put out was dope. It's just like seeing the progress and seeing how we're evolving and it's getting better. And that's the most important thing. I never want to just, shoot for the climax and then, it's just a descent from there. You know what I mean? So, I'm trying to just keep it going.
I'm happy to have you here, man.
Thank you so much.
Whole album is great.
Yeah.
I see you see me.
Appreciate it.
And please keep the sound, come out more of it, and
will.
keep it sending, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
This has been Beyond the Bar.